So we're going to start to invite everyone to find their seats. We can keep talking a little bit as people are shifting, but those who are sitting in the back. And as you're settling in, wonderful. Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're really excited to be here with Lila to celebrate her bat mitzvah, and with Armand and Pamela and Ciela and the entire family and all of your friends who are here to mark this special moment, this milestone, this moment of becoming a bat Torah, a bat mitzvah. And so one of the traditions that we have and part of our practice here at BJ and also in the tradition of our tradition is that we don't use our phones here in the sanctuary. We also try to be as present as possible. And part of that practice is turning off our phones, separating from whatever it is from the rest of the week, maybe the running that we did yesterday or homework that we might have, anything, the work that might feel like it's hanging over us, that this is a really special time in our week, Shabbat itself, but also this specific time, the Mincha service, the afternoon service, is known as an Eit Ratzon. It's known as a moment where we are really deeply connected to the universe, to the divine, and that our prayers can be heard. And so as we celebrate this moment with Lila, and she will really lead us in the tefillah, she'll lead us in the prayer, I'll invite you to also open your hearts and any of the blessings, any of the hopes, any of the prayers that you have for Lila at this moment, for her on her journey, her spiritual journey, bring them into your own prayer. Bring them into this space. Help us fill this space not only with your presence, but also with your beautiful prayers. And as we go through the service together, feel free to hum along, even if you don't know the words. Feel free to sway, whatever it is that you will be able to bring your presence into our prayer this afternoon as we celebrate. And so we'll turn to page 214 in the Lev Shalem in our Sidurim in the prayer books. You can find them underneath your seats. You'll see there's a little hammock actually underneath the seats. It's very clever that can hold them. And the prayer books, if you're not going to use it, we ask that you put, if at times you're not using them, please put them back underneath there. We don't put them on the floor. They're holy and sacred for us. And so they'll be guiding us in our prayer. You can follow along in the Hebrew on one side of the page, the English. There's also the commentary. And we will continue with Ashrei, really beginning it with Ashrei on page 214.
Ashrei,
Ashrei,
Yoshvei,
Yoshvei beitecha,
Oded Lev-Ari,
Chasela, Oded Lev-Ari, Chasela.
Ashrayam Shadonai Eloha.
Tehila leDavid Aramim Chalawai HaMelech Bevarach Shimcha Leolam Va'ed.
B'chol Yom Arvachecha V'Alila Shimcha Leolam Va'ed.
Gadol Adonai Umal Meod B'li Tolato in Cheker.
Dor L'dor Shabach Masecha U'Gvurotecha Yagitu.
Hadar Kivodotecha V'divrei Niflotecha Hasicha.
V'Zuz Noratecha Yomeru Gludatcha Asapremna.
זכר עבדי בך יביאו ותיקתך ירננו.
חנון ורחום אדוני, ערך אפיים וגדול חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל, ברחמיו על כל מעשיו.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך, וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, גבורתך ידברו.
להודיע לפני אדם גבורותיו, וכבוד אדר מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני חוללך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בטוב.
פותח את ידיך, ומשביע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קורב, לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון ירב יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיע.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר בי, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד. ואנחנו נברך מעתה ועד עולם. Continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 217. Lila will lead us and will invite you to rise if you are able.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברה חירותה בהמליך מלכותה בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יש מרבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה ברכו לאל אמין קון ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירה בעלמא ואמרו amen.
Continue with our Torah service, and we're going to invite up the immediate family. Pamela, Armand, and Ciela will join us up here, and we will also have grandparents Shirley and Jeff, and Susan and Dennis will help open the ark with for us. ואני תפילתי לך אדוני את רצון אלוהים ברוב חסדך הנני באמת אישך.
ויהי בנשוא אהרון ויאמר משה קומה אדוני ויפו
kadosh hu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtachavu la'ar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. You may be seated. Continue with our Torah service, and we'll be reading from the book of Numbers, and it can be found in a different book, but for most, I think that we'll actually just listen to the words of the Torah. If you want to follow along, we do have the Eitz Chaim, which is in the back. You can find it on page 791, but you're also welcome to just listen to Lila's beautiful chanting of the Torah. We started a new book this morning of Bamidbar. We start first with blessings, so we'll have 3 different aliyot, 3 different readings from the Torah, different sections, and for each section, there are going to be a group of people who come up to have a blessing, who come up to say a blessing, and the last one will be Lila as she becomes a bat mitzvah. ותגלה ותראה מלכותו עלינו בזמן קרוב, ואכן פליטתנו פליטת עמו בית ישראל, אחינו חסד ורחמים ורצון ונאמר אמן. Hakol havgudel alinu tnu chavod laTorah. Yamdu mishpachat haba mitzvah. We call up for the first aliyah, Grandma and Grandpa, Granny and Papa, Uncle Vincent, Aunt Heather, cousins Simone and Reuben, and Auntie Elizabeth, Uncle Christopher and cousin Dashiell, and Auntie Wynne and cousins Heather and John, friends Adam, Michal, Madeline, and Nitzan, and friends Chris, Abby, and Marlon. And you can come stand on this side here next to me. Okay. And Lila, you're going to show them where you're going to start reading from. All right. Okay, you know where you're starting. Do you see it in there? just looking for the spot in the Torah. Or did you want to pray something while we're looking? Yeah.
We'll have a musical interlude now.
Toward the bottom. A little rolling. Now you're ready, Lila? You see it in there? All right. A pregnant pause of anticipation. Now you're really ready. All right. Continue with our blessing. And so the family, come closer, come closer, come closer. Don't be shy. Come on in. All right. 1, 2, 3. Baruch Adonai Amarach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, naso et rosh bnei Gershon gam hem leveit avotam lemishpachotam mi ben shloshim shana v'mala ad ben 50 shana tivkod otam kol haba litzvot tzava לעבוד עבודה באוהל מועד, זאת עבודת משפחות, אגר שני לעבוד ומסע.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת Eloheinu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Beautiful. Yamdu Mishpachat Habat Mitzvah. We invite up Pamela, Armand, and Tiela for this next Aliyah, and we'll invite your family to move to this side here. Everyone can stay up. It's nice to have the whole family surrounding her with her love. Okay. And then you'll show them where you're starting, and they'll take the tzitzit and kiss that spot.
Baruch Adonai Habarach.
Baruch Adonai and Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Toratahu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
אמן. ונשאו את יריות המשכן ואת אוהל מועד מכסהו מכסה את החש אשר עליו מלמעלה ואת מסך פתח אוהל מועד ואת כלי החצר ואת מסך פתח שער החצר אשר למשכן ועל המזבח סביב ואת מיתריהם ואת כל כלי עבודתם ואת כל אשר יעשה להם ועבדו על פי אהרון ובניו תהיה כל עבודה בני הגרשוני לכל מסעם ולכל עבודתם ופקדתם עליהם במשמרת את כל מסעם זאת עבודת משפחות בני הגרשוני באוהל מועד ומשמרתם ביד איתמר בן אהרון הכהן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת בחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
So you'll stand on this side, and we'll invite the family to sit down. When you're ready, you'll do your blessings. Keep the yad there, we'll close. You can kiss where you're going. Ta'amod, 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 b'chorata b'mitzvah, Mayan bat Avraham Alevi v'Golda, l'aliyah shlishit.
Baruch et Adonai Amborach.
Baruch Adonai Amorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Amborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
בני מררי למשפחותם לבית אבותם תפקוד אותם מבין 30 שנה ומעלה ועד בין 50 שנה תפקדם כל הבא לצבא לעבוד את עבודה אוהל מועד וזאת משמרת מסעם לכל עבודתם באוהל מועד קרשי המשכן ובריחה ועמודיו וידניו ועמודי החצר סביב וידניהם ותדרתם ומיתריהם לכל כליהם ולכל עבודתם ובשמות תפקדו את כלי משמרת מסעם זאת עבודת משפחות בני מררי לכל עבודתם באוהל מועד ביד איתמר בן אהרון הכהן ויפקוד משה ואהרון ונשיאי העדה את בני הקהתי למשפחותם ולבית אבותם. מבין 30 שנה ומעלה ועד בין 50 שנה, כל הבא לצבא לעבודה באוהל מועד. ויהיו פקודיהם למשפחותם 2,750. אלה פקודי משפחות הקהתי, כל העובד באוהל מועד, אשר פקד משה ואהרון על פי אדוני ביד משה. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, b'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. We'll invite you to rise, and we'll say a very special blessing together. This is the blessing that we say when we get to a time that is special, something that we do for the first time ever, or something that we've done for the first time in a long time, if it's a year or more. And this is to mark this moment, and saying in this blessing, we say, thank you, God, for bringing us to this very moment. Lila, you can just take a look around and look at this village. These are your people. This is your family, your friends, your community who are here with you in this moment and will continue to be with you. And so we just take one nice deep breath together, and we say the Shechianu blessing. You can sing along, as I said, hum along if you don't know the words. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Everyone can join us. Amen. One more time. Mazal tov. Amen, amen, to many more times of reading from the Torah. This, the first of many. And so we continue with lifting our Torah, which Armand, you will be our Hagba today, and we'll invite up Uncle Vincent and Granny Shirley, who will help dress the Torah. And we're going to invite up Grandpa Jeffrey, who's going to be holding the Torah after we lift it, and we remain standing if we're able to as the Torah is lifted. Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Yanai nai nai, yanani nai 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 nai, yanai nai nai, yanani nai nai, yanai nai nai, yanani a few words of Torah from Lila. She'll share her Devar Torah, and as we're listening, not to be distracted, but when she's finished, we are going to shower her with candy, and that will be provided to you while she is giving her words of Torah. So not to be distracted, and without further ado, Lila, whenever you're ready, some words of Torah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So glad to see everyone here. In Parshat Naso, God emphasizes how important it is to take responsibility for your actions, and how once you do, it is easier to be accepted back into the community of the Israelites. In this section of the Torah, Moses is bringing the Israelites away from Mount Sinai and to Israel. God is giving them advice for their journey, and a very prominent theme is about taking responsibility. This seems to be essential to making everything run smoothly. Sometimes in life, we do things we can't take back. We often look for excuses to slither away from our actions. However, what if there are no excuses? What if you've done something and you know it just wasn't right? Well, there's another way out, and that's going further in. Instead of shying away from something, you can accept it and find a way to deal with it. This is called taking responsibility. Taking responsibility can be hard, but it has the best rewards, and it is the most mature path to take. Something that can be easy to forget but is extremely important to remember is that we have responsibilities just by being a person in society. We must not forget that these responsibilities count just as much as other ones. God told Moses to speak to the Israelites and tell them, when men or women individually commit any wrong toward a fellow human being, they break faith with the Eternal. In this sentence, God is reinforcing the idea that we have the responsibility to respect each other, as well as God. The Israelites are about to go on a very long journey, and while being with one another for such a long time, it could be easy to lose your sense of respect. Simply treating each other kindly will always make things better, and it is a part of honoring God to respect people as well. Likewise, it would be harmful to God if you did harm to another person. God continued with, and they realize their guilt, they shall confess the wrong that they have done. This means that if you have, in fact, done harm to someone, you cannot be forgiven unless you understand what you have done. You cannot amend your wrong until you realize it was not right. This is how you learn from your mistakes. Once you have realized it, you can confess. Rashi, an 11th century biblical commentator, commented on this section of the Torah and emphasized the importance of confessing. He said that in the scripture it is written, "And if they confess," which teaches that one is not liable to payment of the fifth if he is convicted by the evidence of witnesses, but only when he himself confesses the matter. This is saying that you cannot make up for your actions unless you confess. The lesson is not taught unless there is a confession involved. Again, confessing means owning up to the wrong you have done. Confessing always makes things easier from there on out. The hard part is the act of confessing itself. When you confess, the matter is in your hands. It's usually resolved quietly. If not, further steps may have to be taken to discover who is guilty. These steps might not be pleasant, and if you're discovered, it could lead to feelings of anger. Confessing means that the whole situation is in your control, and that you will no longer bear the guilt. One time, in school, I had completely forgotten about a homework assignment. When I came to class, the teacher wasn't yet in the room, and I saw everyone taking out a sheet. I had learned that there had, in fact, been homework, and it was homework that I had not done. Instead of going up to my teacher when he came in and telling him that I had forgotten the homework, I moved to the back of the class and hoped I wouldn't be found out. Well, that didn't happen. My teacher went around to every single student in the class and asked us to share our answers for a certain question. When it was my turn, I had to tell him, in front of the whole class, that I hadn't done the homework. He told me that if I had just told him before class, we wouldn't have had this awkward situation. It was true. The chances of him not finding out during class, I now realize, were very slim. I learned then, firsthand, what the benefits of taking responsibility could be. I hadn't been responsible for my homework, but I could have earned that back by telling him. Making mistakes is what causes you to have to take responsibility for something. Mistakes are not a bad thing then, because you can grow from them. After taking responsibility for something, it allows you a chance to learn. If you confess, it means you understand why what you did was wrong and how to improve. After confessing, the sincerity of the apology should match the severity of your action. This cannot happen unless they know what you have done, but once they do, your chance of being forgiven is much more likely. Everyone deserves to be forgiven if they truly regret what they have done and have grown. Taking responsibility is a way to make yourself an all-around better person. During our childhood, we make the most mistakes and learn the most. Becoming a Jewish adult is a big responsibility, but one that I hope I am now ready for. Responsibility is a fundamental part of life. Taking responsibility makes us more mature, and there are different types of responsibility too. When you become older, you are responsible for more things. For example, we are responsible for taking care of ourselves. It doesn't happen all at once though. Taking responsibility is scary. Luckily, it's not something you have to do alone. You can always ask for help to become the best version of yourself. Becoming an adult is a huge responsibility I am taking on, but no matter how daunting it seems, I know I can count on my amazing and supportive family and friends. I will never be perfect, and neither will anyone. They will always cheer for me when I am successful and will comfort me when I make mistakes. They always understand what I do, and no one should be expected to be perfect. We are always maturing with every mistake we make. Everyone makes mistakes, and there's no way around it. It doesn't have to mean that we are bad people because of it. What defines us is how we choose to act on it. Thank you all for being here to support me today. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov. We'll invite any children that are here. You're welcome to come collect some candy.
Mazel tov.
Siman tov, yeilanu, yeilanu, yeilanu. Ciela, you can come grab some candy. Children are welcome to come take some. Yeilanu, yeilanu.
Ulecho Yisrael, yeilanu, yeilanu. Ulecho Yisrael, yeilanu, yeilanu. Ulecho Yisrael. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov,
I'll invite you to rise if you're able. Mishaberach Avotinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless Lila, Mayan bat Avraham Halevi v'Golda, who has come forward this day to the reading of the Torah in recognition of her desire to live a worthy Jewish life. Lila, you have a special soul that radiates through the twinkle in your eyes, your infectious smile, and your open and caring demeanor. You taught us in your beautiful Devar Torah just now about the importance of taking responsibility, kindness, and being reflective, all qualities you embody and inspire in others. Whether writing thoughtful cards to your friends, reflecting on how you can be more moral or how you can be a more supportive person, or laughing and singing with your family before Shabbat, you bring deep joy and comfort to all who are lucky enough to be near you. You are intellectually curious, hardworking, and unafraid of taking risks, which is evident in the disciplined and passionate way you prepared to read from the Torah today and to lead the entire service by yourself. In addition to your strong character, you are an artist and have the unique gift of seeing and capturing the beauty of the world and the people around you. Every morning in our prayers, we say, HaMechadesh b'tuvo b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit. In God's goodness, God continually renews the work of creation. As you continue on your spiritual journey, may you use your goodness to uncover the beauty of the world and people around you, and may you begin to see and feel the beauty that lies deep within your shining soul. Lila, you are wise beyond your years. May God bless you with the understanding of the Torah that you taught us today, that you do not need to be perfect. No one is, nor is everything your responsibility alone. Our tradition teaches, Lo alecha amlacha ligmor velo ata ven chorin lihibatel mimena. It is not your responsibility to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. As you become a bat mitzvah, taking on more responsibility in the Jewish tradition, may you keep discovering the power of your kindness, creativity, and voice. And may you have the audacity to use them as a vehicle to build a more just and beautiful world, knowing that the work is not yours to finish, and that you always have the partnership of loving family and friends and community to hold you in it as you do it. May God continue to be with you and the life that lies before you, just as God has been with you from the day of your birth until now. May it be God's will that you continue to grow in body and spirit, in wisdom and humility, in the love of all creatures, in faithfulness and courage, surrounded by your beloved family, and may you always be regarded as gracious and wise in the eyes of God and all of humanity. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Shalom.
Mazal tov.
Mazal tov.
We continue, we can take this off. Continue our Torah service, putting away the Torah. So we're going to invite up now Lila's grandparents, Uncle Vincent and family, and Auntie Elizabeth and family to help us open the ark again as we return the Torah to the ark. And just be extra careful. There's a little bit of candy here on the floor, so just make sure not to slip. We'll do our best to push it out of the way, but feel free to kick it out of the way. And we'll continue with just closing the arc, making sure. And the family can find their seats, and Lila will continue to lead us with the Chatzi Kaddish, page 222, which will bring us into the Amidah, which we'll begin together and then continue silently as Lila leads us. So page 222, and we'll invite you to rise. I know some of you just found a seat. If you're able to, stay standing.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברה חירותה להמליך מלכותה בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה וזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יש מרבה מברך לעולם ולעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי קודשה ברכו לאל אמין קון ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירה ועלמה ואמרו אמן.
We turn east toward Yerushalayim, which in our sanctuary is actually facing this direction. For the Amidah, page 223, we'll do the first three blessings together out loud and then continue silently.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol וזוהר חסדי אבות ומלכות ומביא גואל לבני נעם למען שמו ויבא מלך עוזר משיח מגן ברוך אתה גן אברהם בעזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל מחלחל חיים בחסד, מחיים מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, מקיים ומנתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגיבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני לחיי המתים.
אמן. מקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמעתי שמותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ כבודו.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. לאומתם ברוך יאמרו,
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו.
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו, ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור.
ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה.
ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי חי ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושמך עלינו בפינו יולמוש לעולם ועד, כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Say shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshei tevel. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Hu yaseh shalom,
continue with Kaddish Alem, page 230. You may be seated.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ויעמד יברח יורתי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וברמיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בזמן קריב וימרו.
אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך. לעולם לעולם היה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתעזר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי תקודשה בריחו. לעולם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
תתקבע סלוטון ובטחון דכל ישראל קדם עווני ושמיה ויאמרו
אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו amen. We invite you to rise once again as Lila leads us in Aleinu, and we'll face the ark. You're already facing the ark.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גאולה ולצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שמח אלוקינו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו עולים ומשתחווים עומדים לפני מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We continue with a mourner's Kaddish, inviting all to sit, and those who are in mourning or marking a yahrzeit to remain standing, and anyone joining us on Zoom to unmute. Page 232. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra kirutei ve'amlich malchutei. Bechayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei t'kudesha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shalama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. You say Mazal Tov, Lila.
Mazal Tov.
It was beautiful. You did it. We're going to finish with one nigun together, Lila. You're going to lead us in this. And we really want to hear that energy. I feel like we just started to get it going with Oseh Shalom, but now we're going to really pour out those blessings. This was beautiful. We are so excited to celebrate you, to celebrate your Torah, to celebrate this moment. And so we surround you in our song, and you will lead us in that big hug of blessing and of Torah and of community and family as we say Mazal Tov to you and sing loudly together.
Die, 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 die.
Let's bring that love in. Nai, 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 nai. Ya, nai, nai, nai nai, ya nai nai nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai nai nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 nai, ya nai 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 Mazal tov to Lila,
Mazal
to the
tov.
entire family. Mazal tov and Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We say, in our tradition, we say, Yasher Koach means all the strength, continued strength to you on this journey ahead, and many blessings for a beautiful Shabbat and continued celebration. Mazal tov.
Shar kochech. Mazal tov.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that's where our service ends, surrounded by your loving friends and family and community. I should say, or this is really where it begins. Shabbat Shalom. And there's extra candy on the floor, so anyone who sees it, you can grab it. Some sweetness to take with you.